What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to a Week 5 edition of the Forward Progress Prop Show. I'm your host here, Jason Cooper, alongside the Hitman. We got two props for you today. It's going to be a great show. Reminder how this show works. Quick rundown. Hitman's going to give out his plays, and then we're going to look towards the chat and kind of answer your questions. So if you have some questions, you want to get those in, make sure you do that in the chat. Also, some housekeeping notes. Next week, we're a little earlier this week, 10:30 a.m. It's going to be the same time next week as well, so just pencil that in to your calendar. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Let's get right into things. Before we do, just want to quickly remind everyone, tomorrow morning, 11 a.m. Eastern time, it's Pizza Buffet, where Rob will go live and break down every single game on the slate. Last couple weeks, he's given out some great anytime touchdown bets. Jeremy Ruckert, Drew Sample, definitely worth checking it out in the morning, 11 a.m. Eastern time. Almost goes live the perfect time of like the halftime of the morning game. So you can tune into both at the same time. People in the chat thought you weren't wearing a shirt for a second, which is pretty interesting stuff. What's the goal today? You're obviously going golfing. What are you going to shoot today, man?
I'd say the over-unders is what it always is, probably 85.5. So
80. All right. That's 85.5.
Official release. One shot at a time. That's what we're focused on. But what's your official release?
My official release is taking the over on the 85.5 on Hitman. So on Hitman strokes today. All right, let's get into the games. First game we have on deck. It's the
real quick, Jason. You would win that bet, or if I happen to use one ball to hit the ball and then another ball on the green, you would win because I would just the score would be voided and the over would win. So
is that a win or is that a push?
No, it would be a win for you. I would be disqualified.
Okay, DQ is a win. All right, good to know. All right, let's get into things. First game we have on deck here is the Commanders taking on the Chargers. We're going to head over to the receiving props section. You're going to scroll down to receptions. And then, Hitman, you're going to give out the play now.
All right. We're going receptions in the Washington LA game. We're going to go to Jacory, Krosky, Merritt, and we are going to take the under 1.5 receptions at -130. This one, pretty much, I mean, it's hard for me to give like a massive analysis on a backup running back over under 1.5 catches, other than I just project less, but he had 7 routes in a trailing game script last week, only 7 routes. In week 2, when they were in another trailing game script, like a massive trailing game script against Green Bay, they dropped back 52 times and he had 9 routes. It's just a guy that isn't used in the passing game, and that's not changing with Austin Eckler out. Jaden Daniels obviously has the knee brace on. I would think that theoretically the number one priority for Washington, who's been really cautious with his health the past few weeks, has been keeping him protected. Jacory Krosky Merritt is a guy that Cliff Kingsbury has come out and talked about, saying that he's not there with the protections, and that's why he doesn't get the playing time that some of the other guys like Chris Rodriguez and specifically Jeremy McNichols gets. I just don't think, even if this does be, if it's a positive game script for Washington, I really like this play. And if it's a trailing game script, even where Washington is getting off a lot of pass attempts, we've seen that he's going to be a guy that's likely running single digit routes. And I just think under 1.5 -130 is good.
Under 1.5 -130 out there. Best price in market, is over at FanDuel. So make sure you do get that in over there. And a quick shout out to our sponsors over at FanDuel. FanDuel is turning up the heat every Sunday with their Power Hour promo. The ultimate live betting window where the action is wild and the rewards are even better. Here's how it works. Every Sunday, 3 to 5 p.m. Eastern time, FanDuel is giving you a profit boost to use on live bets during the most intense stretch of the NFL slate. This is where games flip, underdogs rally, parlays hit, legends are made. It's your Power Hour on FanDuel. And if you're watching it all go down, you've got extra firepower to use on your next bet. Open the FanDuel app between 3 and 5 p.m. Eastern. Claim your profit boost and and make your move while the action unfolds. It's called Power Hour for a reason. And if it happens every Sunday, only on FanDuel. Head over to FanDuel.com/forward progress to get started. Please play responsibly. Must be 21 plus and present in select states. For Kansas affiliation with Kansas Star Casino, or 18 plus and present in DC, Kentucky, or Wyoming. Opt-in required. Both issues one non-withdrawable profit boost token. Restrictions apply, including any token expiration and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit rghelp.com. Call 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut or visit mdgamblinghelp.org in Maryland. Hope is here. Visit gamblinghelplinema.org or call 1-800-327-5050 for 24/7 support in Massachusetts or call 1-8778-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY in New York. All right, let's get over to our next game. We're going to head over to the Saints and the Giants game. Go to the rushing props, then Hitman, give out your play.
Jackson Dart. We're going to go with the under rushing yards, 36.5 minus 114. This was a play that admittedly I was on last week. I didn't give it out or anything anywhere. It was just a personal smaller bet of mine, and I got my ass kicked on it. But I'm going to go back to it. He's obviously a good runner of the football at the quarterback position. Like, there's obviously no doubt about that. But at the same time, I don't think that this isn't Jaden Daniels. This is a guy that ran 4.6 at the combine. He ran 4.85 at his pro day. Like, now, is that 4.85 BS? And he's much faster than that. Yes, I do believe that. But this is, I would say, a good, not great runner of the football at the quarterback position. And he has a hamstring coming into this game. Like, he has had tape on his hamstring throughout the week in practice. I just have to think that it's a guy that you maybe dock a few yards for the potential of less running in this game with a potential hamstring and how worn out that he got towards the end of that game. I mean, a lot of his rushing yards, he was running a ton early, his rush attempts, and it did tend to slow down towards the end of the second half. It's a much easier matchup throwing the ball this week against the Saints. It's a Saints team that is in the bottom of the league in pressure rate, and which theoretically, when you're under more pressure, you tend to run more. I just think that the hamstring thing is kind of just what pushed me over the edge on Jackson Dart under rush yards.
All right. Jackson Dart under rush yards, minus 114, 36.5, excuse me, minus 114. There's some 37.5s out there that you can always scoop up. You're going to want to, always shop around. All right. That's about it. Let's get into our questions. If you guys have questions,
just to tell you, Jason, I know that the theory out there from your guy, GRP, who you visited in Chicago, he said that all the touts and the content people give out an odd number of games. You've heard that theory, right?
Yes, I have heard that one.
So we're going to buck the trend, and we're going to give out an even amount of games this week because the most likely scenario is 1-1, which GRP says you like to avoid, but we're going to buck that trend.
If only there was a way of like quantifying your wins and losses outside of just a record, maybe like a return on investment or something along those lines.
CLV
CLV, something. But yeah, no, record's what matters here. It doesn't matter though, because we're going to 2-0 regardless. So let's head to the chat, talk a little bit about the questions in here. John Smith asking Denver defense versus Eagles matchup. What are your thoughts on that? I guess in the passing game and in the running game.
I kind of want to – I haven't bet this. I kind of want to look at Eagles pass catchers over like Smith and Brown just because there's so much complaining going on right now. And like the Eagles have been a team that has greased squeaky wheels in the past. But at the same time, I do believe some of this like talk about the Eagles offense being broken. And like I could theoretically see this team and offense turning out like the 2023 team. So, and I think that Jalen's going to struggle in this game. So like, as much as I want to look towards these receivers in the Denver game, I probably can't. I mean, maybe you could theoretically play like if you like one of these receivers for Philly, you could play their SGP like of one of them over, but Hurts under, and like hopefully the correlation price, the non-correlation price is worth it for you. I don't know. That's just an idea that I'm just spitballing right now, but that's kind of how I feel about the Denver defense versus the Eagles.
All right, that's great answer there from the hit. And I also kind of like especially Devontae Smith going up against his name Moss, that like their second cornerback there. And
yeah, but Surtain has not been himself this year either. Who's going to be trailing AJ Brown? I would anticipate. So I don't know. It's a tough game.
All right, tough game. Maybe look towards some alts and get some better pricing on that stuff. Brinks Picks is asking Scadaboo over 65.5. I assume he saw that video of him going. So I
don't know. I mean, you could literally ask a forward progress content creator what he thinks of his own prop in Jacob.
Oh yeah, that's a great. We can maybe like work it out and be like, hey, run a little harder today for us, and maybe he can do it. But yeah, thoughts on it?
I don't know. I don't. I think it's priced correctly with him. I mean, maybe I would look towards, if I was going to look towards anything with Scadabo, maybe I look towards the under on receiving, just because Jackson Dart did throw to his running backs at a really low rate last week, but not much of a strong opinion on it.
All right, no strong opinion there. Let's keep those questions coming in the chat. There's a couple more to get to. MD the Dream asking, how do we feel about Garrett Wilson against a horrid Cowboys defense?
Yeah, it's a great matchup. I just don't know how the Jets come out in this game, whether they come out as run heavy as they tried to be. Like, clearly, when they went against Miami, they came out thinking that Miami's soft and that they were going to run the ball on them. And they were able to do it until the game script got away from them. And I just wondered if they come out with that same game plan this week against another, what I would call probably a soft defense in the Dallas Cowboys. So I don't love, despite the matchup being great, I just have a lot of fear that or at least early in the game. And the spread is indicating that's going to be a game that's going to be a lot of neutral game script for the Jets, as it's a 1.5 point spread right now. I just think that the Jets could come out just running the piss out of the ball. So that's what would probably keep me off of it, despite the matchup and despite his target share being so good.
All right. Up next, we have Sean Tucker, Garrett Price, asking about Sean Tucker's overs. Any thoughts or opinion there?
That's tough because once Bucky Irving became Bucky Irving last season, the one game that Irving had to leave early, they used Rachaad White like at a workhorse-ish role. I know there's been some coach speak about like getting Sean Tucker the ball more, but they were saying that the whole offseason, and they just weren't able to incorporate him into the game plan. Now, obviously, that's when he was RB3. Now he's RB2. But yeah, I don't like it. To be honest, if anything, I haven't bet it, but I lean Tucker unders, to be honest.
All right. Let's take a look. And Garrett Price asking another question here. Nico Collins over receiving yards against a very banged up Baltimore defense.
Yeah, there was a service release on Collins under, and I really didn't get it, to be honest. It lowered the numbers a little bit. Like, I don't know, the FanDuel 72.5 right now. But I mean, if you shop around, there's a 69.5, 70.5. You might be able to convince me on that as like a small play.
All right. A couple more questions. Travis Etienne overs against this Kansas City defense. And then someone, John Smith in the chat, is also asking just thoughts on the game in general.
Yeah, I think that at some point Tootin is going to get more involved for Jacksonville, and it's going to affect Etienne. I thought it could have been last week, and I played some Etienne unders. I lost on those. I don't know. I honestly don't have much of an opinion on it.
All right. Last question here in the chat. Alan Lopez, Breece Hall over 17.5 rushing yards, first quarter rushing yards, excuse me.
Based off what I said,
Mm.
I don't hate it. It's just with that first quarter stuff, the problem is you're such a slave to who gets the ball first in that situation. You know, like if you don't get the
Mm.
ball first and you're playing a number that high, like that's tough. It's tough. So I kind like I see the logic. I do think maybe you play a Fields under for if
Mm.
you think that they come out like that. Maybe a Fields under first quarter.
Yeah, these first quarter bets are always very tricky. If you bet the over, just wait until like 10, 20 minutes past the game start time. Then you could also just bet a worse
Yeah, I
number on
think
the under and get a good
if
middle.
if the question about the whole over is based off what I was saying,
Mm.
and you think that's a strong handicap, I think you just go Fields under pass
Okay.
yards first quarter.
All right. Yeah. And again, like I said, just wait until 10 minutes after game time, and then you could middle out of it on the under, right? Like some people do with first quarter bets. Anyways, I was waiting for you to get that. Okay, this is the last question, then we'll let you out here, Hitman. Travis Hunter overs feels like the scheme feels like they scheme something up for him eventually. I mean, like, I don't know, that team is just
You know what, Steve? It's just such a week to week thing on if he's going to play more defense or offense.
Mm.
You got to track Jacksonville corners, like what their injury report typically looks like, because then he might replace one of them. But I think you got to monitor the De'Ami Brown health. If De'Ami Brown is back in this game, they like Parker Washington, who's been getting some time. I can't get involved in overs unless I start seeing something different or I get an inkling that they are going to use him more on offense. Funny enough, they did use him more on offense last week. He played a lot more offense, but that was with De'Ami Brown hurt. So if all their guys are healthy, it's one of those, like, if De'Ami Brown's out there, I just subjectively lean towards the unders without having a number in mind. And if he's not out there, then I might even subjectively lean towards the overs. So monitor that.
All right, last thing before you get out here, Hitman. Yankees taking on the Jays. 80 degrees Fahrenheit here in Toronto. Beautiful day. Game's at 4 o'clock. Give me your official play or unofficial, official, fun MLB play for this game. Are you clicking Blue Jays -1?
Here's the problem. I posted, and I have this. I posted it. Did you see the ticket I posted on Blue Jays futures?
I've heard about it, but I didn't see it.
Okay, it's on my Twitter and my photos somewhere. I posted it a few months ago. I have like a win 150,000 ticket on Blue Jays AL and World Series. So I want to root for the Blue Jays because of that. Now, there's two problems. One is my fourth favorite baseball team is the Yankees. And I grew up going to Yankee. I don't watch it much anymore, but I grew up going to Yankee games. That's my favorite team if I had to pick one. The other problem is Pizzola's happiness, that he will be happy if the Blue Jays beat the Yankees. So I have to ask myself a question. Is this 150,000-ish win or whatever, is it worth my fanhood? And most importantly, is it worth Pizzola being happy? I'm probably going to say I want the Blue Jays to win, and I'll take the six figures, but it was at least a discussion in my mind. So that's my breakdown on Blue Jays Yankees.
Well, I mean, you could always get the for them to win the American League, and that's still a sweet little $50,000 in your pocket as well. So maybe just root for that, and it's like good enough.
Yeah.
And then we finally go to Cabot together.
There we go.
All right, that's about it. Thank you guys so much for tuning. We appreciate it. Reminder, if you're tuning into this a little later next week, we're going to be live at 10:30 a.m. You're going to want to tune in live. It's always better live. You can get your questions in. You can bet the stuff right away, which is always important to do. And yeah, if you're watching after the fact as well, smash the like button. Goes a long way for us here on the channel. Listen, we're up at 10:30 on a Saturday. Hitman's supposed to be golfing. We're here making content for you, so make sure you guys smash that like button. It's free. Takes 2 seconds to do. So please do that. It makes Hitman super, super happy. One's in the chat as we leave. And yeah, shout out to the chat for being tame today. Good stuff, chat. Anyways, thank you guys so much for tuning in. It's been the week 5 props edition of Forward Progress here on the Hammer Betting Network, presented by FanDuel. We'll see you guys next Saturday, 10:30 a.m. See ya.